Instead, we have Robert Jeffress with us. I mean, how on earth do you go and make money when Pastor Robert Jeffress is with us live and in living colour right next to me? Of course you don't do that. Welcome.
Of course, good to see you.
I'm looking at some numbers here, and you were right. 81% of evangelicals voted for Donald Trump. 16% voted for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
You got it dead right.
You know, I was in Trump's office yesterday afternoon. He asked me, how is the vote going to be for evangelicals? I said, oh, it's going to be strong. I'm sure glad it turned out that way.
When you said that to him, what did he say to you?
He was very pleased by it. He thought it would be as well. And I think what this reveals, Stuart, is there was that hidden evangelical vote, people not wanting to admit they were voting for Trump. A producer last night here at Fox said to me that her mother was in a Sunday school class, and the mother finally confessed to the class, I'm voting for Trump. All the other women started laughing and said, we are too, but we're afraid to tell anybody.
But the bottom line is surely that the evangelicals voted against Hillary Clinton because she represented a change on the Supreme Court.
That's right.
Etc.
That's right.
Policies. They voted against Hillary Clinton.
And yet, in many ways, it was Trump who was the change candidate because they were tired, we were tired of 8 years of the Obama liberal administration that was a war on religion.
Look at that. 81% went to Donald Trump. Yeah. I can't remember the statistics on Mitt Romney, but he didn't get anything like
No, this
that
is
number.
historic. Stuart, this is historic. No Republican nominee has ever gotten that level of support from evangelicals.
There is no such thing as the evangelical church. I mean, you don't have a hierarchy, you don't have a central authority. No popes. No bureaucracy, no bishops, you know, like Episcopalian, that's for sure. So how did you get the word out? I mean, if there wasn't a central organization that says, you know, maybe Trump's the guy.
Well, here's an interesting thing we can talk about in a future segment, but there was a real divide among evangelicals over this. Many of the mainstream leaders said no to Trump, but he went right past them to the people in the pews.
They said no to Trump because of what he'd said and done about and with women.
Well, some of that was that. Some of it was they had backed Rubio or Cruz, and they were too prideful to ever admit they were wrong and get on the Trump train. That was a lot of it.
Robert, would you hold on a second? Sure. I believe I've got some breaking news. It's about, what is it, Trump Tower?
Well, now all of a sudden it's become a different game, hasn't it? New York Police Department is ringing the entire building, the Trump
White
Tower.
House North.
Yes, going to ring it complete with these concrete barriers. Becomes immediately, the security measures have been ramped up, as you can imagine, and that process is underway.
Those big sand trucks that were outside Trump Tower, you can just see them there over the top there. That's to prevent truck bombs, I think, isn't it?
Or any attack.
Rioters.
We can now report, is it President Obama will speak? Right. President Obama will speak at 12:15 Eastern Time today, so he will then make his response to the election which occurred last night. I can't believe that anybody's just joining us and doesn't know that Donald J. Trump is the president-elect. Hillary Clinton is going to speak at 10:30. Robert Jeffress, evangelical pastor, what would you like to hear from Hillary Clinton?
Well, I would like to hear her congratulate Donald Trump just as he did her last night. I thought his speech was pitch perfect, set the right tone. And, you know, I've said today on my social media, I think all Christians need to be praying for Donald Trump, but I would have said the same thing had Hillary Clinton become the president. We need to pray for our leaders.
Earlier today, we broached the idea of a blanket pardon by President-elect Trump, when he becomes the president, pardon everybody on the Clinton camp, anybody and everybody who had done anything wrong. Clean sweep. Now, you're a Christian. we believe in forgiveness.
Right.
Do you believe in a pardon?
You know, we individually are to forgive those who wrong us. Government's never told to forgive. And so I think President Trump will need to weigh what is justice, but what is also best for the spirit of the nation.
As a Christian, wouldn't you want to see that clean sweep?
Not necessarily.
No?
No. No,
well,
I think the government has to render justice. If it doesn't punish evildoers, as Romans 13 says, you have chaos in society. Government has to keep order in society. That's their goal, and that's their objective. You and I need to forgive one another individually.
Unto him that hath shall be given. From he who hath not shall be taken away.
Amen, brother. Can you come preach this Sunday?
No. I always thought that was the biblical justification of capitalism, but it's a different story. What do I know?